What up, Laker family? It's your boy DTLF back with another live stream, and we got some interesting topics to talk about today. What's up, Frank? What's up? What's up? So, as you guys might have heard, guys, breaking news in the NBA today: the New Orleans Pelicans have fired Dell Demps. Now, I told you guys karma always comes around, so I wasn't gonna worry too much about it, but I'm gonna get into why it wasn't only his fault that this trade failed to happen, and but why I believe he got fired. So Gail Benson, who's basically running the Pelicans organization, has fired Dell Demps today from the Pelicans, and that's not a shock to me. I thought they would wait probably till summer to do it, but anytime where, if you guys heard yesterday, Anthony Davis got fired, right? So I'm sorry, Anthony Davis got injured. So anytime where you fail to pull off a blockbuster trade, you compromise the front office and the potential trade package that you could have received for Anthony Davis. If you think about that, everything has went downhill for the Pelicans. They've been winning as of late. They were supposed to tank. They were supposed to shelve Anthony Davis, but the NBA came down hard on them and threatened to make $100,000 fine per game that Anthony Davis sat out. So pretty much Dell Demps put the rope around his neck. Look, he dealt with the Lakers in a bad way. He basically got in his feelings. We were giving him a Godfather offer, and he wouldn't even pick up the phone. Gail Benson was right to fire him. Reports were that half of the front office wanted the deal made just to get rid of the problem that was Anthony Davis, plus bring in all those assets, and it would have helped them tank for this year's pick as well. So all those things combined, plus Anthony Davis getting hurt versus the OKC Thunder last night, really hurts them. And again, this is just karma because of the way they treated Magic Johnson. Not just for Dell Demps, but this looks bad on the front office of the Pelicans, because remember, whatever Dell Demps approves has to go through the front office. So I'm not blaming him 100% for this happening, for this firing, but they have to save face somehow, and now they've realized they made a mistake. Also, let's not compound the fact that Kuzma has been balling out ever since the trade didn't go through, and they really see that how Kuzma's pretty much better than Jason Tatum. He won the matchup again the last time they faced off. So it's insane, guys, but I hate to say it, but you can't bite the hand that feeds you. Dell Demps owned it. He owed it to the Pelicans to at least hear out the trade offer that the Lakers were, basically handing them, and that trade offer was a lot of pieces. I'm really glad it didn't go through, but pretty much we're offering our whole young nucleus plus draft picks and cap relief, and these guys passed on it, guys. It's insane. And I know that Dell Demps, he took advice from the likes of Popovich. He took advice from a lot of people that called in. I told you guys he's gonna lose his job regardless, because they're over here talking about, well, if you make this trade, you're gonna lose your job. Well, guess what? If you don't make the trade, pretty much that's why I said the pressure was all on them. If you don't make the trade and something like this happens, look what happened, guys. Look what just happened. They injured Anthony Davis. They're not tanking properly, and Kuzma and our young core is about to start balling out. So all those things combined led to the firing of Dell Demps today, because they have to save face somehow. Another good news is that Kyle Kuzma's in the Rising Stars Challenge, so that's really, really good, guys. I gotta tell you, I'm proud of the kid. He's been balling out, averaging 19 points per game, a couple of assists here and there, and rebounds. You know who else? Lonzo Ball was supposed to be there as well in the Rising Stars Challenge. However, due to injury, he will not participate. But I'm proud of the kids, man. They're showing out. The last time we had a couple of those guys, it was Julius Randle. Well, actually, no, they never invited Julius. It was D'Angelo Russell, and I think it was Clarkson, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think it was Clarkson. So it's a good sign, man. You see where D'Lo is now. He's a star. And you see how good Clarkson has been balling for the Cavs, even though they suck. He's been averaging 16 points per game. So he's like the ultimate six man over there. So shout out to the young Lakers for making it. It's a good omen. And I hope that we're patient and we keep them around for a long time. Kuzma, Alonzo, and Ingram, and all the young core guys. We already gave up on too many young people. And I was looking around the league, and people have been tweeting that out as well, guys. The Lakers got rid of Julius, who's averaging, I think, a career high 20 points per game. We got rid of D'Angelo, who's averaging close to 20, if not already 20, shooting a high percentage from the field. He's an all-star. We got rid of Clarkson. He's one of the 6 Man of the Year candidates, even though they're not doing so well. But stat-wise, he's up there. Larry Nance is being very serviceable for the Cavs as well. And you see what Thomas Bryant and Zubats are starting to do now for the respective teams. So this should be a lesson to all Laker Nation that always likes to tear down on our young core. I haven't, we're probably one of the very few fan bases that does that. And I know we want our Lakers to win, but we should learn from, the mistakes this front office has made and giving away too much young talent. I do believe in giving away too much young talent. And even though every move has led to landing a star like LeBron and potentially another one coming this summer, I think we should have never gave up on guys like Zoo too early. D'Angelo was one of my favorites, but we had to trade him. I understand. But there's a couple other trades we made along the process that I feel that, we pretty much blew it. And I think those guys are going to be really good. Thomas Bryant, we should have never cut him. We should have cut somebody else, stuff like that. So hopefully the front office learns from that, from seeing the success that these guys are having elsewhere, and they don't squander away all of our young talent, right? Now, I also wanted to talk about, and I'll get into the comment section right now. I know you guys are anxious, man, to tell me how you guys feel about the Lakers. We've been struggling lately, so, it's tough, but we sticking it out because eventually we'll be back up, And if you guys haven't checked out my Zubats mix with my new song I dropped, go ahead and do yourself a favor and check that out. It's pretty hot, man. So I wanted to talk about the negative stigma around the Lakers. There's a negative stigma right now around the Lakers, around the league, the way they're talking about our front office. I don't feel like we as fans should buy into it. Everybody's saying stuff like this, like Ghostface Killer, fire Magic. Magic brought you LeBron James. Magic Johnson continues to clear cap, and we still have plenty of young talent. He's not on fire Magic mode. He's no Dell Demps. Magic Johnson has been putting in work. And yes, he's made some mistakes along the way, but no front office is perfect, in my opinion. And I just want this front office to learn from their mistakes and continue. The biggest mistake this front office has done this season is not fire Luke Walton. That may be the reason why we missed the playoffs. Luke Walton is not a championship coach. He's not a playoff contending coach. He's just a tank commander. I think he's perfect for a tanking team, preferably a small market. He's definitely not made for a big market. So therefore, they're gonna, reports came out, if you guys haven't heard, is they're gonna pretty much ride out with Luke Walton for the rest of the season. Now, that doesn't promise anything going into the summer, but for the rest of the season, he's their guy. And, a lot of people are saying that he's going to be the fall man, whatever. Bottom line is, you see all those players I just mentioned earlier, all those other players we just talked about, Clarkson, Julius, D'Angelo, all the other players, Zubats, Thomas Bryant, everybody. Luke Walton didn't give him a fair shake, and that is the main reason why we lost out on them. We didn't really know what we had in Thomas Bryant because Luke never played him, just like he doesn't play Mortis Wagner. But pretty much that's the reason I don't like him, man. I don't like the fact that he's tripping. Look, I will say this about Luke Walton, man. He has low rotation IQ. He was a very good role player for the Lakers. That's about it. That's probably the climax of his career. But other than that, he hasn't done nothing. I don't think he should even have a head coaching job in the league. Now, we are going to chill. We're not going to hit the panic button, talk about, clear out the front office. I get it. Luke Walton as a head coach, very frustrating, especially if you're hoping that we make the playoffs. That is all going to fall on the shoulders of LeBron James, the vets, and the young pieces. If they somehow manage to have a nice little run here in the final 25 games of the season, because there's 25 left, and to make a run, we're going to give all the credit to the players because the coaching staff hasn't done their part. And that is one of the reasons that we've lost out on so much young talent, because Luke Walton hasn't learned how to utilize this young talent, right? Unfortunately. So that's the biggest problem. Now, we talked about that negative stigma. We're missing out on free agents that are B tier, C tier, guys like Markieff Morris that we just missed out on, Wayne Ellington, guys like that. We missed out on Wesley Matthews. They're not looking in this direction because of where we are in the standings. These guys want to either A, get a lot more playing time. That's why the guards didn't sign with us, like Wayne Ellington and Wesley Matthews. Or B, they want to make the playoffs. That's why Markieff Morris didn't sign with us, because where we're at in the standings. But there's also a negative stigma, and the media controls that, because the media is very critical of what LeBron, Magic Johnson, and those guys have, the way they've run the front office. And I'm not going to be that critical, honestly. The biggest fault, like I said, was not getting rid of Luke Walton. But other than that, guys, We have missed out on all the buyout market guys. The only one left and that I see right now is Carmelo, and he's pretty much like the girl that nobody wants, sadly, or the guy that nobody wants, whatever. But bottom line is, he's up for grabs, and we'll see what happens, guys. Look, 25 games left, though. They have to strap down. If we're going to make the playoffs, we're going to make a run. Right now, they have to clear their heads, and I look forward to seeing what Kyle Kuzma, can do in the Rising Stars Challenge. I heard he was in the Skills Challenge, if I'm not mistaken. But, yeah, I get it. Injury bug killed us, but coaching killed us as well. Multiple things killed us. The trade, speculation, all that. It's been an up and down season, more down than up. But hopefully we'll turn that around real quick. If you guys have any comments, man, now's your time. The floor was mine for 10 minutes. Now it's your guys' turn, man. So pretty much, we talked about Dell Demps getting fired. Karma came back to get him. But the Pelicans still have some people that I believe don't know how to run a front office out there. So we'll see how that continues for them. We talked about Anthony Davis getting injured while Kuzma and the young core are about to ball out. And how that could swing in favor of another team to pull off a trade for Anthony Davis or over the summer, right? I think they pretty much lost out on any trade leverage they had. The Pelicans let it go public. Absolutely, that's what I'm saying. The Pelicans, they're not free of fault. It wasn't just Dell Demps. It was Gail Benson. It was all of them. Do you understand how bad that makes LA look? LA's looking bad right now, but a lot of that, I blame it on the media, on media. They make teams like the Nets, who are basically 2 games better than us, look like, pretty much a heaven-sent team with, a great Cinderella story. And then a team like the Lakers, who's been poorly coached, plagued with injuries, and in the trade rumor mill, look like, RC, like they really pretend we're 20 games under 500 the way they talk about us. So I'm just letting you know that. They ain't cutting no slack because we have LeBron James, and that's okay. I wouldn't expect it any other way. Dan, it's panic time because we need urgency. Sign Bernie Bickerstaff as interim coach. I would love that. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Again, they've been saying it all season that they're going to ride it out with Luke Walton. The reason why, I have no clue. Maybe because it'll look us, maybe because the media is already torching us, and if we let go of Luke Walton, they're going to make it look like we're a dumpster fire right now. The same way the Pelicans are looking. So they control a lot of the stigma that's around the Lakers right now. And as long as we're not winning, because remember, winning cures everything. As long as we're not winning, they're going to continue to just bash on us, and that's all right. We're Laker fans. We got to be tough-skinned, and we can't buy into all this media hype. Everybody who's saying fire Magic, this, and that, watches too much ESPN and is buying into the media hype. That's all I'm saying. Give our front office time. They've done a good job thus far. They haven't done a great job because we've missed on some opportunities, but I think we're going to start rising. He said they about gave away Zubats when he was moving to the next level. They did give him away, and I'm not happy with that move at all. But we also have to consider the fact that Zubats was going to make $10 million next season. If we want to sign a max contract, we weren't going to be able to re-sign him anyway. So I guess they went for the Band-Aid move, and they pretty much patched up what we needed, which was shooting, which is weird because Luke Walton is not even playing this guy. So, but I understand why you're upset. And I am too. I'm not happy with that trade. However, it's not that big of a deal because if they weren't going to bring back Zoo anyway at his price point, which probably was going to be around 8 to 10 mil, then there was no point in keeping him around. However, I think we could have got a little bit more for him, at least a second-round pick or if not a first for Zoo. So that is a little bit sad, but that also has to do with the fact that everybody was in the media destroying the Lakers and our trade value for our young core was low. And if that was the case, I would have just held on to him until the end of the season. But it is what it is. Magic made his move, and now we're going to have to rock with it. Still not as bad as Mitch and Jim, I'll tell you that. Dan, I believe Magic has a plan. He's one of the best for a reason. Yeah, I'm not out. I'm not completely out on Magic. A lot of people are down on him. I get it. That was a questionable move. The fact that he offered the whole core for the Pelicans, Anthony Davis, to somebody who wasn't even serious to trading with us, Dell Demps, was not a very smart move. However, I'm not sure any other GM would have did it differently, right? Even the media was talking about, yes, Magic has to go all in, right? But as soon as it backfires because Dell Demps and the front office of the Pelicans was classless, now they want to come down on Magic for doing a poor job of concealing those trade rumors. There's nothing he could have did. He wasn't the one leaking those rumors. So at the end of the day, Magic did his job. He tried to land us a second superstar, and it didn't pan out. But, hey, at least he was swinging for the fences. If you guys remember the past couple of trade deadlines, Mitch and Jim were just sitting on their hands tanking for like 4 or 5 years. And then they ended up adding those horrible contracts of Lil Deng and Timothy Moskov when they couldn't get any free agent meetings just to take up cap space, which really was the reason it ended up costing us D'Angelo, Clarkson, and Larry Nance. That's the reason, because we had to trade those players away to clear cap. So bottom line is, these guys are nowhere near Mitch and Jim, and we should not even be saying fire them. They've made a couple of mistakes along the way, sure, but I think Magic and Rob are sharks, and I think this summer they're going to make up for it. We can't buy all the media stuff, in my opinion. ESPN, they love bashing on our front office. They love bashing on the Lakers. They've been bashing on Jeannie, Jim, Mitch for years. Now they're doing it to Magic, Rob, and Jeannie. So bottom line is, we can't buy into all this, guys. Yes, not having a good season. Remember, 3 things that have hurt us deeply this season are the head coaching and the assistant coaching. I think they need a clean house there. The injuries and the trade talks. Those are the 3 things that hurt us this year. And by no means am I making excuses, because we still should have played better. But those things can really, really hamper your team. Hey, how you doing, brother? You've been waiting for me to go live? Sorry, man. I was at work, got home, ate something. Read the news about Dell Demps. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I wasn't a little pleased, because I told you guys, man, Karma's going to come back to get him sooner or later. But I didn't think it was going to come this soon. Do you think the Lakers will end up signing AD? I don't think we'll end up signing him. I think if he's not traded for, I think somebody else will trade for him. And the same thing that happened to PG and those guys that end up convincing the player to stay will happen, unless the Lakers trade for him. So, yeah, I don't think that, AD is going to come in 2020. I'm just, those have been pipe dreams for years. We thought the same thing about Paul George. We were thinking the same thing about Kawhi. Now rumors are saying that they're going elsewhere, right? PG left. He stayed in OKC, and Kawhi seems like he wants to be a Clipper for some odd reason. But bottom line is, look here. And Ghostface, you say Magic failed by not signing PG-13? Well, PG-13 didn't even give him a meeting. Basically, Russell Westbrook is the Brody, and pretty much convinced them. They were in love with each other, apparently. So that had nothing to do with Magic. What can you do if a free agent won't even answer your call or sit down with you to talk? Magic didn't do nothing. Now, if Magic had pitched something to him, then he would have passed on this. And okay, I would have said, okay, Magic is not really pitching the right thing, potentially, That's right. Wardell has the right mindset. I agree with you, bro. Kyrie ain't going to LA. We don't know that. He can be in New York. I doubt he's staying in Boston the way it's looking, man. The media is tearing him up into pieces, talking about they're better without him and stuff. I doubt he's staying in Boston. So he's either going to go to New York, he's going to go elsewhere, or come to the Lakers. I have my money on the Lakers, though. If the Lakers put the money down, I think he'll come for sure. Do you think July will be the month we get the superstar player? I think so. I think it's going to be via free agency. Magic Johnson already proved to us he can get a big fish. We got LeBron, regardless of whatever you guys want to say. Some of you say that some of you guys say that, LeBron was going to come regardless. But if we didn't have Magic in place, I promise you, LeBron's not even looking in this direction. I need LeBron James wallpapers in my room. Yeah, I'll wait till LeBron wins the championship, and then I'll put up a wallpaper for sure. But actually, I did buy a poster, and it has the starting 4 for the Lakers. Kuzma, Ingram, Lonzo, and LeBron. So even though I don't have a specific one player for LeBron poster, I did include him in one of the posters. He said Katie and Kyrie are going to New York. Katie already moved his entire business to Manhattan. Okay, I kind of believe you on KD because he's weird like that, but I don't see Kyrie going to the Knicks. When they've asked him about New York, he said some questionable quotes. So pretty much as long as they have Dolan, I don't believe they have what it takes to land 2 max free agents. Maybe 1 because they have money and money talks, but both, I'd be really shocked. And I like the Knicks. You guys know that's the only other team I like besides the Lakers, even though Lakers are my first, second, and third favorite team. But New York is right there. And, if they do good, it's good for the NBA. But, man, how many years has it been till they landed a marquee free agent? It's been a while. The last time they landed a star player was, what was it, Amari Stoudemire, and then they traded for Carmelo. So I really wouldn't consider that. I wouldn't really consider that landing a max free agent because they traded for him. He said Kyrie and his entire family live there. That's fine, but just like a lot of people have said, a lot of people live in LA. That doesn't mean they're coming here, you know. So even if he's from New York or whatever, that's fine. KD is from Washington, and he's never even looked at in that direction. So not everybody wants to go home and play. One point that they've made is that sometimes there's distractions at home, like family members always wanting tickets and all kinds of stuff. So that actually has nothing to do with a player signing somewhere. Sometimes it does, I guess. But look, DeMar DeRozan spurned LA. So many other players have spurned their hometowns. Recently, Paul George. So that shows you that hometown means nothing, man. I think competing, contending, and having a good front office, and I think that's what really is going to help the Lakers. The fact that we have Magic, clutch sports, all of that, because the rest of the NBA sees us having clutch sports as a negative, but players don't. Players rock with Rich Paul and LeBron. So whether you like it or not, we're going to land somebody. I don't know who, but we're going to land somebody. He said, didn't KD's brother say he was coming to LA in 2019 a few months ago on TMZ? Again, that really has no merit because they're not the ones making the final decision. But I do know that Magic is going to go out and get somebody just like he did this summer. And I can't wait to see who that somebody is. Now, Magic already has promised LA he's going to land another max free agent. He said next summer we're going to do it again. Said it during the Dodgers World Series telecast. So I think Magic already knows something. He's not very good at keeping his mouth shut as far as sharing with us, which I like because it gives us like an inside scoop. But the NBA hates him. They're always fighting him. By the way, side note, I'm really bothered by the fact that every time Magic opens his mouth, it's a fine. However, other owners can always recruit players and nobody says nothing. He said, DTLF, do you think the Lakers were offering too much for Davis? I did. And if you guys follow me on Twitter, I said, no, Magic, resist. Don't give them the whole farm. I wanted us to keep at least one young piece. And we were giving up everything and their mothers. So that bothered me a little bit. But AD is a beast. So I would have got over that eventually. Even though I love Kuz, I love Ingram, I love Lonzo, I like Josh Hart, and I really like Zubats, even though we already got rid of him. But bottom line is the package we were giving up is one of the reasons Dell Demps got fired. If he didn't even answer his phone for that package, and like I said, now the trade asset is compromised because Anthony Davis got injured. What's to say that Anthony Davis doesn't come out and threaten to have surgery and really lowers his trade value? Think about that, right? So all I'm saying is I don't think Anthony Davis is that injured. I think he's a little injured, right? What were the reports about his shoulder? I don't think it's a major injury. However, him and his agent could threaten to come out during the summer and have shoulder surgery, and that would really kill their trade talk. So they should have never dealt with the Lakers in bad faith. Anthony Davis saw that. The rest of the league saw that. And I think there was conflict within the Pelicans organization, so they had to fire somebody. And that's what happened, man. Those are the results of playing childish games when you're talking about adults communicating, Well, this is the NBA. This isn't high school. The reports about Dell Demps playing games with us and the front office and Gail Benson and all this, that was such a joke that somebody had to take the fall. And unfortunately for him, it is Dell Demps. He took the fall today. So I don't never wish nobody to lose their job, but sometimes, man, you get whatever you put out there, the kind of energy you put out negativity, you're going to get negativity in return. And that's what I believe happened to Dell Demps. He said, nobody wants to get booed every day for 2 months. Exactly. He was trying to get out of there, and it was in their best interest to trade him, honestly. I don't think they're going to get a better package than what the Lakers offered. I really don't think. Can you really trust the Celtics? They're sneaky. They've never dealt in good faith with nobody. They just try to get up on people. Could it be a fake injury? It could be, but I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to say that. Hey, what's up, Eric? How you doing, man? By the way, guys, if you haven't checked out that Zubats mix, go ahead and check it out, man. Drop a like. I did that song in about a week, and I thought it was perfect for the Zubats tribute video. When I was working on that song, it so happened that they had just traded Zubats, so it kind of like perfectly coincided, and that's how I did the mix. Saludos from Bakersfield. Hey, what's up, Cesar? How you doing, bro? Bakersfield, I've been there, man. It's a nice city. A lot of open field, a lot of planes. I like it. Kyrie is a bad investment. We need a guy with a team mindset. Remember, this is the West, not the East. Wouldn't help the Lakers. I doubt he wouldn't help the Lakers. However, He's a killer. Kyrie's a killer, and I wouldn't mind having him. But I do agree with you that there's better free agents to be had, like KD and Kawhi, and potentially Clay. So yeah, it's interesting. What you're saying does have some merit to it. But I like Kyrie's play style, man. Even though his knees are pretty bad, so there is some concern there. Hey, Goblin, I appreciate it, bro. Thanks. I'm glad you like the mix, brother. You think the Lakers go in the finals? Probably not this year, man. We're in disarray. We don't have the right head coach for the situation, but I still believe that if we do get to playoffs, nobody wants to see us in a 7-game series. I'd rather have Kawhi than Kyrie. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Even though, it's a different play style, but yeah, absolutely. Zubat mix rock DTLF. Maybe I can add a little guitar next mix. Oh, man, that'd be cool, Martin. Thanks, brother. I'm glad you liked it. He said LeBron been running the point. Yeah, LeBron has been running the point. You're right. But it would definitely help if he could get some help there. Bottom line is I wouldn't mind any max free agent that's on the market other than potentially Jimmy Butler. I'm just not a fan. I feel like he's a locker room cancer. The same way you guys felt about Kyrie, I feel Jimmy Butler is a lot worse, man. He said, keep the young core and bring back any free agent. I agree. And that's been my motto, is add without subtracting, man. That's the right blueprint. That is definitely the right blueprint. He said, has Zoo played with the Clippers yet? Unfortunately, yes, he has, bro. He definitely has played with the Clippers, and he's looked pretty solid in the little bit of highlights I've seen. Again, I haven't seen no Clipper game. I just don't have time to waste like that on Clipper games. But I still support my dude, Sue, man. Hopefully, he has a good long career. I'm a fan of his. I'm a fan of all the young core. I still cheer for Julius. I get happy. He had like what was it, 36, 33 the other day with the Pelicans, and he's not allowing them to tank. So I'm sure that really has to do with the firing today of Dell Demps. All that coming down together, it's karma, man. They can't tank properly because they kept too much talent. They should have traded Julius away if they wanted to tank. They would have got probably a second-round pick or a late first. They should have did a lot other stuff, but instead, bad faith. What's going to happen? I feel you, bro. He said Kawhi will be a Laker. We'll see. Summertime, man. I can't wait to cover it for you guys. A lot of videos have planned for you guys this summer, so stay tuned. Dan, I'm glad he is gone. He's a sellout. Are you talking about Dell Demps? Yeah, Dell Demps was weird. He is weird for sure. And if he'd listened to other franchises on what he should do with his own franchise, that just proves to me that he's not capable of doing his job. He should be looking out for his own franchise. I love the Zoo mix, Dan, but it makes me think more about how the trade was just a frustrating head scratcher. Zoo has 98.8 free throw percentage. I didn't know that. That's crazy. He had a soft touch around the rim. Look, Brian, I agree. But if you heard my earlier point is that I don't believe the Lakers were invested long-term into Zoo. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's because they want to get a max free agent. But Zubats had played to the point where he qualifies for a bigger contract. And the Lakers just didn't want to pay that because they have bigger plans. Sad to say it, but yes, the way it goes. Now, Zoo wants to come back after we sign a max free agent in the future. Maybe there's a chance somewhere along down the line, but I think by then he's going to be worth too much. What's my Twitter? My Twitter is at Dan the Lakers fan. So pretty much the same as the channel. Just put an @ in front of it, and I'll find you there, bro. Hey, what's up, LA Forever? How you doing, man? Good to see you guys. Hey, All-Star Weekend. I hope you guys enjoy the All-Star, man. I'm not a big fan of the All-Star game because there's no defense play, but I do like the sophomore rookie challenge, which is now like the World versus USA. Kuzma's going to be there, so I can't wait for that. I do like a couple of stuff this weekend. Hopefully the dunk contest is entertaining. But that's about it, man. The All-Star game honestly bores me. I'll watch because LeBron's on it, but I'm not sure I'll be that entertained. We'll see. Hopefully it's good. DTLF, do you think the Lakers bring back Walton back? No, absolutely not. He's not coming back at all. I can guarantee it. Everybody turned down the Lakers. That's what I'm saying. There's a negative stigma around the Lakers right now, mostly created by the media, but that's all right. James Caldwell, thank you, brother. I appreciate the donation. He said, what's good, Dan? The Lakers will get it together. I hope so, brother, sooner rather than later. But I know the Lakers will be back on top. It's only a matter of time, man. He said, no playoffs for us. It's too early, Luis. We're only 2.5 games out of the playoff. I know it sounds like a lot because we haven't got on any runs, but if the Lakers make any kind of run, we'll have a shot. And I just saw the Kings schedule is going to get really hard. So at least the Kings will start losing. The Clippers, we'll see, because the Clippers are actually extremely well coached. No matter how many players they strip away from the Clippers, started with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, now Tobias Harris, they keep stripping away players, but they keep winning. And that's largely in due part to the head coach. So Doc Rivers is doing a job there with whatever talent he has. Too bad that the Lakers don't have a head coach that could do that, because we have a lot more talent than the Clippers, yet for some reason they have a better record than us. So it shouldn't happen. On paper, we're better, but again, coaching matters. He said, we're making the playoffs. Have faith. Absolutely. Gotta continue to have faith. But for me, it's not going to be the end of the world if we don't make the playoffs. It would be a little frustrating because we've been out for so long, but there is positives to everything, man. There's always a bright side to everything. Two sides to a coin. Remember that. Do you think the Lakers will get KD or AD? Ticket prices will go up? Absolutely, man. They're already high because we have LeBron. Imagine you get KD or AD. Man. Absolutely. I'll take a couple more before getting off, guys. I'm a little tired from work, so I just had to get it off my chest, man. This video was good for the soul. Out there so much negative media and attention. So finally some good news. So, Kuzma in the All-Star game, Dell Demps fired. Today was a good day. In the words of the great Ice Cube, trading for Zoo for nothing was a mistake. We'll see in the long run, but for now, it doesn't look good. I agree. The only way we make the playoffs is if we win both Clippers games after the All-Star break, and I don't know if we're going to win. Lou Williams is balling out. We'll see, but again, we have the better roster. They have the better coach, and sometimes the better coach wins because he puts you in more of a position to succeed night in and night out. So yeah, it just depends on Luke Walton and see if he can get his 2 cents together and just muster up some victories. Again, the Lakers have to do their part, though. Missing free throws, turning the ball over, missing layups, it's not going to help. So they're also partially at fault. The Lakers have to step up big time. But if they play with no energy for their head coach, and there's no chance. Do you think Kuzma will win the Rising Star MVP? I don't know, but I'm cheering for your boy Kuz, man. Hopefully he brings it home. Bring home some sort of a trophy award this season, man. We can't just be winless. So it'd be great if Kuzma could do it. I don't doubt it, man. He's very clutch and he gets hot real fast. So hopefully he comes out and hoops tonight. So stay tuned for that at 6 Pacific time. I will not be doing a live stream to the next Laker game. But anything else breaks, I'll for sure be here, man. Thank you guys so much. Anyways, it's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. If you already haven't, please hit the like button, subscribe. Don't forget to check out that Zubats mix. Pretty cool mix if you guys haven't seen it. So enjoy the rest of your day, man. Enjoy the All-Star weekend, and let's go Lakers, man. Let's see what we could do for the second part of the season. Much love, guys. Peace out.